What's going on, everybody? Eric with EKG Lawn. Happy Easter to you. We got a little demonstration going on for you today. With all the past few years or so, with all the rain we've been getting, I've been getting a lot of drainage calls. Yes, we do light drainage work. To be honest, we're too busy right now with mulching and everything else going on. We're referring that work over to Hudgens Outdoor Solutions. So look them up on Google or whatever if you need some drainage work. But what we're going to go over today is a French drain and basically how it works and what it does. I've seen a few homeowners and people out and about, and I see it all the time. French drains are just installed improperly. The first thing is whether or not you need a French drain. Some people, you know, their lawn just needs a little time to dry out. They don't really need the French drain. You need a French drain when you have an area in your lawn where the water isn't seeping through. The ground's not permeable because of the clay, so it's real mucky and mushy every time you step in that area, or maybe the water is sitting, maybe a little thin layer of water sitting across the top. Then you probably need a French drain. But just know that French drains are not cheap. So when you're calling someone out to get a French drain job, be sure to have a budget in mind a little bit there, because a French drain is going to run anywhere from $25 a linear foot and up to be installed. It's a lot of work, a lot of digging in the trenches, a lot of times a lot of hand digging because of all the irrigation and cables and stuff inside of our lawns, properties around here. So basically what we're going to do is show you how French drain works so you can better understand it a little bit. Let me first show you this is a corrugated black pipe that's perforated, not solid pipe. If you look real closely, you can see these slits. Now we prefer the slits versus the old style where they'll have holes in the bottom, which are like quarter size. Now the reason we like the slits is because they're less likely to get clogged up with dirt, where the big quarter size holes in the bottom are going to more likely be clogged up eventually at some point. Now a French drain can fail eventually over years, you know, 20, 25, 30 years. You know, you can expect that your French drain is probably gonna fail on you. But what we have here is a perforated pipe, and that's our pipe that we would use for a French drain. See the slits, that's gonna allow the water to seep through into the pipe and go on about its merry way. So that's the first thing you need to realize. Don't get solid pipe. I've seen this before, solid pipe inside of a French drain. And also, if you do go the old school style with the holes in the bottom, be very sure that those holes are on the bottom of the trench, not facing up or on the side or whatever. So this is our French drain pipe. Now, when digging a French drain, you're going to want to dig about 18 to 24 inches deep. It all depends also on the grade. Sometimes we're talking several feet around a foundation maybe. Sometimes you can go way deeper. It all depends on the grade, the lay of the land. You're going to want to be about a foot wide too, to allow the water to better seep into this pipe here. And you're going to want a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch fall every foot going down to your destination, where the pipe is going to come to daylight. We call it come to daylight when the pipe pops up back out of the ground somewhere, or if that option isn't available, we'd have to put a pop-up emitter on a 90-degree bend to come to the surface. But we call that bringing to daylight. So let me show you. You're going to want that fall. Now, are we going to measure? Do you need to get out there with a tape measure and measure a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch every foot? Probably not. You can eyeball and see that the grade is going on down. So let's take a look here at this crazy demonstration we have here. I went through and bought a piece of Tupperware only to destroy it. But this is essentially, we'll need you to use your imagination a little bit. This is the ground, okay? This is the grade. This is underground. You're going to want to dig that trench 18 to 24 inches deep, a foot wide. You're going to fill the bottom with gravel, about 4 inches, 3 to 4 inches of gravel. You're going to have your perforated pipe, which is 4 inches, and then you're going to fill another 4 inches of gravel around and on top of it. So let's go ahead and fill this in with gravel. Just like so. It's really going to be packed in. Now we're good. Use our imagination here. So this is going to be the grass, or if it's an open face drain where you don't have grass, you might have an open face drain along the foundation where you just keep decorative stone on top. The type of stone we're going to use to backfill in around our French drain is called number 57s. It's typical driveway gravel. You don't want nothing too big and coarse. Number 57s is what everyone typically uses when it comes to drains, and it's cheaper. You can go to rock quarries and stuff around the area and get that stuff for cheaper. Getting a little unsteady here, but hey, we're doing what we can do. We got a brick propped up on in here just to create the incline that we need. All right, that's about all the rock I'm gonna put in there. Now you can see, this is what it would look like underground. This is the top, this is where the grass would be. The biggest mistake, biggest mistake people make when putting these French drains in is they reuse the soil that they dug out. Okay, so the reason for the French drain is the soil is not permeable. So if you use the same soil, which is usually clay around here, it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna muck up, and it's gonna clog up the drain. It's gonna get all up in the pipe, and the holes in the pipe, and just muck it all up, and muck up the rock, and it's not gonna work. So the whole point was, that soil is not working. That soil is not permeable. We need to get that out of there. So that soil needs to be removed, and you need to truck in, bring in new topsoil if you're putting sod. So you're gonna want, you got another 6 inches after, so you can have your 4 inches of soil on top, and you can have a piece of sod, which will have about a thick, 1 inch thick or 2 inch thick dirt on the bottom of its sod. So, you know, grass needs about 6 inches of dirt. That's about as far down as the roots are gonna go. So in the trench, after you have your 4 inches of gravel, you know, you're gonna fill the rest in with your soil and your sod on top. But the biggest mistake, again, do not reuse the same soil that you did previously. Now, what happens when a good old storm rolls on in? Let's get some storm action going. Now, we've all seen it. Around this way here. Now, we're all very familiar with the storms, being that it rains just about every day here. So we're going to let this thing do its magic. As you see on the back side here, see this water coming out? That's the French drain working. Now, this is a pretty heavy storm. Let me get this out of here. You see all the water coming out the pipe? Now that's how a French drain works. Basically what happens is the rain comes through, it rains, and it seeps through the soil, through the grass, through the gravel, and once that water hits the bottom of the trench that you dug with the gravel, it's got nowhere really to go, so it starts to rise up, fill in where those holes are in the pipe, and it allows the pipe to send it on down this way, bring the pipe out to daylight, to a pop-up emitter, however you want to do it. A lot of times if the whole lawn doesn't need a French drain, you'll have a solid pipe connected to it. So the French drain will come to a solid pipe, and then from there the solid pipe will carry the water off to where the destination might be. You can run a French drain all the way through too, but that's obviously going to be more expensive. But as you saw, the water is always going to find the path of the least resistance too on your lawn. So generally there's a drainage issue, the water's already going to that area. It's going to find its way to this drain because it's the path of least resistance, and it's going to fill up the trench and send it on its way. But that was a pretty cool demonstration for you. That's how a French drain works. Now keep in mind, remember, if you need one, you need one. But remember, keep in mind, they are expensive. Formulate some sort of a budget. You can even go out there yourself and kind of pace the area of where you might think you need one and kind of get a ballpark idea of how much this is going to run you. Because this ain't cheap. It's a lot of work, a lot of hand digging. You got to bring in heavy machinery a lot of the times. But that is how the French drain works. Now, please like, subscribe. I need you to go ahead and mow across that like button. We're going to switch it up. Don't smash it. Mow across that like button since we're a lawn care company. Mow that like button down. Share it. Comment. Subscribe to our channel. We're going to keep pumping more and more content. The bigger we get and the more that I'm out of the field. I'm still out in the field working with the guys. So The more that I'm out the field, the more content I'll be able to push out to you guys to help you better understand concepts of different things in the lawn industry, the do's and the do-nots, and in and outs of the lawn industry. I'm Eric with EKG Lawn. Visit our website, ekglawn.com. That's the best way to get an estimate. You can call us at 804-690-8512, but the best way, I'm telling you, is going to ekglawn.com. We got a new website coming soon. Check out all our content. We got some other videos. Like, subscribe, and as always, we put our heart into your lawn. Thank you, and everyone have a beautiful, beautiful Easter day.